everybody. Plastic surgery is at an all-time high. If you think about it, nips, tucks, lifts, implants, reductions, injections. Can you imagine spending $15 billion to change your appearance? That's what almost 12 million people did just last year alone. And that figure is huge, right? That figure is shocking. But what shocked me even more is the amount of surgeries that go terribly wrong.
In today's society, we are constantly bombarded with images of beautiful young women in the media. So is it any wonder we've become a society addicted to plastic surgery? From lipo to Botox, plastic surgery promises to make us look gorgeous, with fuller lips, firmer breasts, and supple skin. Even celebrities dream of having the perfect body. But sometimes, plastic surgery can be a very painful nightmare. Kathy Griffin suffered severe, near-fatal complications from a routine liposuction procedure. Jamie Lee Curtis has admitted to becoming addicted to painkillers after undergoing difficult plastic surgery. For some women, one surgery is never enough. Socialite Jocelyn Wildenstein is now known as the Catwoman after completely altering her face through multiple surgeries. Pamela Anderson famously had her breast implants removed, only to have them put back in again. And in the most severe cases, women are dying to be beautiful. Olivia Goldsmith, author of The First Wives Club, died of complications resulting from plastic surgery.
This is actually the stomach of one of the women that you will meet today. And you will hear the horrifying story of her botched surgery. Now, Jennifer says that her decision to get breast implants has turned into a 6-year battle that nearly cost her her life. Here's a look at her heartbreaking video diary.
I hate the way that I look.
When Jennifer decided to get breast implants 5 years ago, she never dreamed that the surgery would end in a nightmare.
The doctor tells you they can make you better. They can make you look better. That's all you want to do, is to look better and to feel better.
Soon after getting the procedure, painful scar tissue started forming around Jennifer's implants.
After my surgery, the pain was so unbelievable, where I wasn't able to sleep on my stomach. I wasn't able to have my infant daughter lean up against me. I could barely lift her. I couldn't hug anybody. And the pain never went away. When they tell you that there could be complications, they don't tell you that you might have to walk around with one breast. They don't tell you that around your nipple or your areola is going to be bleeding all over the place all the time. They don't tell you that your skin could turn black. They don't tell you that. It's done nothing for me. It's made me feel like I'm just not pretty anymore. I can barely look at myself in the mirror. I avoid going out places where I have to dress up. I hide behind big t-shirts and fake smiles.
Jennifer, I want to thank you for being here. I know it's really difficult for you to be here. I want to thank you for recording that personal video diary. I know you did that yourself.
Yes.
You know, and I feel like you being here today is going to help so many people, and you're really brave. So I want to applaud you.
Thank you.
Was it hard watching yourself in the video diary?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It really is. I still can't believe my own story. Mm-hmm. Every time I tell it, I relive it. I try to forget about it so I don't cry all the time, because I never imagined what I was setting myself up for.
And how many surgeries have you had?
I've had 15 major surgeries. I've had a few little ones, I guess how they call them, in between, where I wasn't put to sleep, and to fix stitches that had opened up, or
But
trying
there's been
to squeeze
15
out.
major surgeries on your breasts.
15, yes.
And they've all been, 14 of them have been corrective. The
Yes.
first one was just to get the implants, and the 14 have been to try to fix it.
Yes.
And what size did you go the first implants that you had?
When I first went, see, before I had my daughter, I was originally like a big C. I was actually pretty big for how small I am. So when I lost the weight, I still had all that excess skin. So they told me that I could go actually just to almost the D size, and I wouldn't have to do too much with the reduction of the skin then, that I'd have
You would
enough to
fill
fill
it
it out. And I thought everything was going to be fine. I thought I was going to go back to almost what I used to look like before I had the baby and everything stretched out. I didn't think much more of it. They told me they'd reconstruct it, lift it up, you go back to where you were, and that would be it.
And so then there was the difficulties from that surgery, and then you had another surgery, and another, and another. You've had infections in the surgeries. You've had the implants removed. You've had one in and one out, where you were actually lopsided, right? So there was one.
I wound up developing a major infection on the right side. And antibiotics wouldn't treat the infection. I was on them for a while, and I wound up getting really sick from it, so they told me the implant had to come out, because as long as the implant was in, the infection was, they said, trying to attack the implant. So they had me go in and take out the one, and they decided to leave the left implant in because I wasn't having any complications. So they told me the right side had to stay out for a minimum of 90 days.
A minimum of 90 days.
Minimum of 90
And so
days.
then they went and put it back in, and
They went and they put the right one back in, and during that same surgery, they said the left side started to develop a new problem. So they went in again on the left side during the same surgery and wound up breaking the left implant.
so it ruptured.
So it broke during the surgery, so
Inside
they
of you?
replaced that too, yeah.
It ruptured inside of you. And I understand that when you woke up, you didn't know that it had ruptured. They didn't tell you that it ruptured, right?
I found out that they wound up having to replace that implant after I got home. They give you a bag to go home with, and my mother was going through it and found a little card that had the serial ID numbers that are on all the implants, and the card was in the bag. And we actually called the doctor's office and said, I think you gave me somebody else's stuff because this isn't mine. And they said, oh, no, they had to put a new implant in. That's how I found out.
By reading a tag.
Yeah.
When you look at the photos of yourself, because when I look at that, it really touches my heart. The one where one of the breasts has the bandages and the other one is really indented. What does it look like knowing that that's you? And that that's not your fault? That somebody else did that to you?
Honestly, I think it's disgusting. I don't have another word for it. It doesn't even look like a person. It's, before I ever went, what I looked like before, I would love to go back to that. Because I wasn't that bad. I wasn't as bad as I really thought I was. And now, I'll never get that back. I don't.
What do your breasts look like now?
I'm almost, I guess I've been told, like, considered to be someone who's almost undergone a complete mastectomy because I don't have very much breast tissue left. I have a lot of damage to my muscles underneath.
So the breasts that I see now, are they padded?
Yeah.
Under your shirt right now, you're
Yeah.
padded.
They're padded.
Okay, well, we have to take a break, okay?
Okay.
We'll be right back.
Thank you.
Up next, how multiple botched breast surgeries have destroyed Jennifer's life.
They tell you about complications. They tell you something might go wrong. But they don't tell you how it's going to complicate your life.
And later, an addiction she just can't stop.
6 breast jobs, 3 nose jobs, 2 cheek implants, Botox, collagen. I'm pretty bad.
Find out the shocking surgery she's begging her plastic surgeon to perform.
Today we're talking about the dark side of plastic surgery. And we've been talking with Jennifer, who has had 15 operations to correct her botched breast implant surgeries. And she says it's destroying her life. One thing, Jennifer, that, in speaking to you, that I think about are these doctors. And if this was me, if it were me, I would be so angry with them. What is your emotion toward the man or the men that have done this to you?
I don't understand. I don't understand why, when they saw that things weren't working or they didn't know if they could fix me or help me, why they didn't stop. I didn't know the difference. They told me that I needed it, that it would work. I believe them. They know more than I do. I'm more frustrated with the fact that they never thought about me. They go home and they go on with their own life. I go home and I have to live with this.
And have to continue to live with it.
Forever.
Continue to live with it. You say that you stay away from the mirror. So when you get dressed in the morning, what do?
I don't even really pay attention anymore. I always think everybody can see. Even though if I'm fully dressed, I always think that people are looking at me and they know. Because I'm so uncomfortable with it. I used to be able to go out and do anything. Used to always want to be at the pool and at the beach. Now I have 2 little kids that I have to have other people teach them how to swim because I'm too embarrassed to get in the pool.
Really?
So they tell you about complications. They tell you something might go wrong. But they don't tell you how it's going to complicate your life. They don't tell you how it's going to inconvenience your kids or your family or your jobs.